Howdy, I'm Callum, also known as Northern Dice. You know that already, and we are getting straight into the Thunderjaw. I have done a run. I have done my best to get my Carja Warrior in the best position possible. It is probably not as truthful to a standard match that you might be playing for a full game, because I was playing with two characters, and I then have chosen to, in the last 2 rounds, reduce it back to 1. I haven't given my Carja Warrior anything she had not already earned. The last fight was an absolute battle beyond a battle, so now we are in a position where we are taking on the Thunderjaw, which I think is going to be an absolutely impossible task. For clarity, Thunderjaw comes as its own set, with this board, its own behaviour cards, its own information deck. It has 2 extra weapons that you can get, just like in the video game where if you knock these elements off you can use them as weapons. It is an absolute beast of a boss, but we are going to do our best to take this on. Our Carja Warrior is over here hiding, and we have this absolute behemoth wandering around this area. This model takes up 4 squares, and when he, she, whomever it is moves, they will then move into those squares as well. Our only saving grace with this map is that we've got lots of ruins to take advantage of, but one thing to note, which we haven't had in any of my previous playthroughs, we actually have water. Now, water is a massive obstacle for us, because if we are in water, the only action we're allowed to do is sneak. If we are halfway through a run and choose to enter water, our turn ends and our action ends and we immediately begin to sneak instead. Our character is set up with a level 3 sling, the Lightbringer, as part of her setup. Brand new armour. We have got some upgrades on our different things as well. We are fully kitted for what we need, so let's just get into this and see what damage we can manage to do. So, to start the game, as normal, I believe it is 5-6 cards. I did drop this game yesterday and then start again today, so I'm just going to remind myself to make sure that everything is as it should be. I don't want to get overly excited on this and then end up, well, playing a 4-power game. Good thing I checked, it is 5. 5 is our maximum hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have got some nice surprises in this deck. Let's have a look at what we've got, and there is one of them straight away. We have got a health potion. I also managed to dip into the deep freeze perk, which is if the target is suffering a condition at the start of this attack, it removes one component, and it removes a component, add an additional glory, which we will be able to use to re-roll because we have got the prideful skill. What we don't actually have at the minute, though, is any weapons, so we are going to take advantage of our allowance to discard 2 and pick up 2, and then we get freeze bombs and we get freeze bombs. So for my first action, I'm actually going to craft, and I'm going to put these shuffled back to the bottom of the deck because I want full health as best I can. And then we are going to choose to do absolutely nothing. We are going to do absolutely nothing. We have got 2 freeze bombs ready, but sadly for us our range is 2. So 1, 2. We can't touch him at the minute, so he's going to then choose to. This will probably pop off the base as it has been the entire time. Move 1. Now he's on a circuit, he can never leave. We are stuck with this guy no matter what. Second action, second turn. Let us instead now sneak 1, sneak 2. We have chosen wisely because ideally we don't want to be in a position where we are going to alert him too soon. We want to be in a strong position where we can strike and easily get back into those ruins, is my game plan. But sadly for us, he's currently over those. Oh, he's getting awful close, and we're in the bushes. Okay, next action. I'm actually going to do I want Blazing Strike? I think we do want to keep Blazing Strike. We're just going to end our turn there again and allow him to move 1 more to here. And I'm going to end my turn again, and he will, if I pick this up, will it just fall off the base? It hasn't. To here. Our turn, we're going to sneak to here. And end our turn there. He's then going to move another 1. And now is our time to strike. Now we are going to start hitting hard. So for clarity, the Thunderjaw, the card, which something that does quickly annoy me, the Thunderjaw 1-2 is the 1-2 on the other side. There's a 3-4, could easily have just made these double-sided for each, but hey. I'm not digressing, because we've got the Thunderjaw on a 1-2, it's got cannons, 2 of them, it's got a disc launcher, 2 of them, it's got a heart, and it has got a tail, and we can disable all of those by doing enough damage to them. So let us get into this and establish what we can do to try and take all of this out. Remembering that if we take out these components, we're able to take off health as well, but let's see where this goes. I'm just going to remind myself on component attacks. Just as that quick reminder to see if it was I needed to exceed the value. I think I can cumulatively build it up against it, but it's 8, 8, 12 and 10. But I will be able to do 4, 4, 10 and 4 damage respectively. And also this will disable A attacks, and because he has got such a mighty deck of actions, we never know what he's going to choose to do until he does it. So let's get straight into this, and we are going to kick off with freeze bombs. And we're going to use our Shadow Sling for that, and when we use freeze bombs we get 2. Let's just move those over there. Oh. Roll the black and 3 orange. Not strong, but if we exceed the armour value then we do an additional 1 damage. His armour is nothing at the minute because he is completely unaware of our presence. I've not, to memory, beaten this boss. And because of that, I'm worried that's because I've not taken on the components. However, I don't think it's wise to not take the opportunity to really strike while he's got no armour. So we're going to go for it. And we want to roll the black and 3 orange. We get... Oh, that is poor, poor, poor. But we'll take it because we have to. So we get 1 damage plus freeze. We can apply freeze to him, which will help us because then he'll have no armour next time. So we'll give him the freeze token. We'll apply a single 1 damage against his massive frame. And he is now fully alert to our presence. Unfortunately for us. Yep. Okay, just as I thought, my game plan is not going to go the way I want it to. However, we will then sneak into here. And now we are onto behaviour cards. Now just on the other side, just so you're aware, it is a case of the only thing special about this is that he cannot suffer shock, but every time we reduce his health by 10, we gain a glory point. So we are aiming to do that to be able to use Prideful. He's going to turn around and he is going to, with his big Thunderjaw deck of cards, are we within 1 square? No. So he's going to move. Oh my days. What an absolute start. So he's going to barrage us with his barrage attack. That is a distance of... Well, it doesn't really matter. It's 6 and 7. So it's a range of 6 and it's damage for 7. 3 times. But when that's times 3... Does that mean that he's going to attack us 3 times? I don't remember. I'm going to run it as no he isn't. He's going to attack us once for 7. So we have to roll our armour value against that. And our armour is 3 orange. So let's hope we can block it. Reduce damage suffered by a hunter from attacks that inflict... So he's not inflicting any sort of thing and we're immune to it anyway. Oh, look at that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4... It's not a melee attack. It's not a pulse attack. So it's 4 that we've reduced it by. So we take 3 damage. So from our deck, we're going to choose to discard 1, 2, 3. I don't mind losing the staminas. The staminas are nothing. Then they're going to move 1, 2 closer towards us. And hit us with a range 1, 6 damage attack. We were meant to roll out of the way. No, we'll roll to there. We should have really used the ruins, but I'll use the ruins for this one. And they're destroyed, and that's to there. We lost the health, so it's our detriment regardless. It's then back to us, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we build it up to 5 cards. So we are going to hit with... If the target is suffering a condition at the start of this attack, inflicts an additional 2 damage. So we're going to use Blazing Strike to automatically do an extra 2 damage. but we are just going to straight up use the Lightbringer, which is just 2 blues. 1-2, which is his armor threshold, 3-4. So we would do 4 damage, 2 damage, 1, 2. He loses the frozen effect. This card is also discarded. And then we are going to use Freeze Bomb, because it's a classic and it's one that we know we can use well because we're able to freeze it again. We're going to try and just get it into this loop of being constantly frozen. So black, orange, orange. That is a little bit more like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can freeze him. So that is going to be 2 damage that we manage. 2 damage that we manage. We've actually managed to do 5 damage to this absolute behemoth, which is still not enough to have taken a component out, so I'm not overly worried about that actual element. I don't think that would have been our saving grace. We didn't get a crit on that, so we don't get to do anything. I feel like I've rolled too many dice for that. I'm going to suffer for it later. Karma always gets me. No, we didn't. It was 2 blues and whatever. I've completely lost the plot entirely because this is what happens when you leave a game for a day. You leave a game for a day and it all goes wrong. Clean sailing there. We've done everything we can. We've hit and then we've used our freeze bombs, and now we are completely out in the open, ready to suffer the wrath where he 6 range, 7 lowest damage. Oh, ouch! Those look nasty. What does the up arrow mean? Push. He's going to push us as well. Ouch. So first off, we lose 6 health unless we can block any of it. 1, 2, 3. We managed to block 3, so we take 3 damage. Are there any things in here we want to discard? No, because I want to keep that. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, and we'll roll out of the way. He'll move 2 towards us. He's already there. He'll then use a 6-7 damage attack again. If he can, which he can, which is sad for us. I know it says it's optional. I don't understand why it's optional, because inevitably it makes sense that he could do it. Let's just go for it. Or is that because if he moves 2 away from the person with the lowest health? Possibly. But we're going to take that 6 damage again. Sorry, that's 7 damage. We should have lost an extra card. Not looking good. Oh, I wanted that silent strike. 4 blocked, so that's only 2 health we lose. 1, 2. Another silent strike. Ah! Not good. And then he's going to move. We'll roll into there. Then he'll use a 1, 7, but we're in ruins, so we'll move to there. Okay. Not looking too hot, but we draw 2. We've got follow-up again. We've got Blazing Strike, which we could use quite easily. Let's start with the health potion to scrap this card, which means get rid. We take the bottom 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shuffle them and stick on the bottom of our card. We've had a bit of a cheeky heal, which is definitely something that we're going to have needed. Oh, we are low on health. Crazy low on health. It may be worth us. We're able to get a Lightbringer crit. We're able to use follow-up. So let's start with Deep Freeze. If they're suffering... Oh, we're not going to be able to remove a component. No, let's kick off with Blazing Strike, because then we'll be able to do 2 extra damage. He's got no armor because of the freeze. If we can get a crit, I don't think there's any crit symbols on the blue dice. There are not, so we are running on that hope of silent strikes. 4, nice. So that's 4, 5, 6 that we managed to do to him, which turns 2 of these into 5s. Gets rid of those 2, and we get a glory, which means that we are going to be in a sweet spot, ready to use Prideful as we can. Don't know why that's in there. Get out. We got the glory because we reduced him by 10 health, but we are now, unfortunately, in a position where no, we're gonna get absolutely nailed. And we deserve it because I've just realised Lightbringer is range 0. But he would, if he had moved one towards us, being here anyway. So swings and roundabouts. It's not the end of the world. As you can see, it's very, very busy in that corner. And it's about to get even busier because he's moving 3 towards us, which he doesn't have to, because he's already there. He's going to use range 1 7 damage attack. We need a very good roll to block this. Oh, 2, so we're going to take 5 damage. Oh, that might be death. But we reduce it by 2 because it's melee. 1, 2, 3 lost instead. Hit and run, anatomical precision, freeze bomb. We get pushed, we dodge 1. I'm going to dodge to this side and he would push us, so I'm going to push to there. He'd then move 2 towards us again. He's just all up on that boulder. And he will then do the exact same again, so we're going to have to roll this. 3, 4, 5, because we take 2 less from physical, so it's 2 damage. 1, 2. Ouch. But then we would be able to dodge to here, because we want line of sight still. We need that line of sight. Blazing Strike should have been discarded. We'll draw back up. Hit and run. Stamina. We'll play Stamina to draw a card. We'll play Stamina to... Oh, no. We're going to craft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we just need to hope that we get some good rolls in terms of restoring that health. I shouldn't have even played that other Stamina, but more fool me. Straight back to him. Are we moving 2 squares? Oh yes we are. So he is going to 2 range, 8 damage, and 3, remind me, area of effect. So anyone in my range will also take damage, but there's no one else. I don't think there's any way we can get away from him for that second attack either. No, even with our crit on that we don't get it. So we just roll the 3 to avoid this. 3, it's a ranged attack, so we will take the full whack, so we take 4 damage. I'm actually going to get rid of that stamina, 1, and I'm also going to get rid of the other follow-up. 2, 3, 4, all the staminas are gone, thank goodness. And then he's going to move 2 towards us. We would dodge. He'll move just right onto us, all up in our grill. And we will take a 1 range 7 damage attack. We'll try and defend that. We get 2 by default. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We take no damage. We're going to roll that the way to here, and we are right underneath the Thunderjaw's thunderous jaw. Draw back up. Silent Strike, yes. But we are not in tall grass. And I don't think we froze him. I think that's lost. More fool me. So we're going to kick off by sneaking, and then we'll play freeze bomb. I don't know why it's classed as sneaking. We don't really need it to be sneaky. Oh. Black and 3 orange, and I've got Prideful now available because that 1 glory. Don't think we need it though, because that is a double crit. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we freeze him. 3 damage and freeze. 1, 2, 3. So we've reduced his health by 14 thus far. It's looking relatively promising in that very, we are probably going to die way regardless. I should really have been taking these components out, and I know I should, but I don't want to. I've got Prideful, I'm going to keep that. I'm not going to re-roll anything yet. We're in ruins, so we're a bit safe. Are we in the same square? No. I wish we were. So we're going to kick off with a 6 range 7 damage attack, which we will completely avoid by just moving completely out of the way. And the ruins get ruined. He then does a 2 range, 1, 2. We are completely at that range. Then he does a 1 range 7, he can't. So we have avoided all damage that round, and I'm pretty impressed that we managed that. We're going to start by crafting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shuffle those up, stick them there. Oh, I don't want to move from there because if he comes to me, I want to be able to get into that tall grass. But we will also craft again. 1, 2. We can only craft once. It's 1 action per round. We'll just pass and let him do his thing. Oh, we're within 2 squares. No. Move 3 towards the closest hunter. 1, 2, excuse me, 3. And he will use a 1 range, 8 damage attack with push. 8 damage. It's pretty spicy. But it's not spicy enough because we reduce it by 2 for it being melee 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only take 1 hurt. And it's a silent strike. That's annoying. I should have got rid of this deep freeze. We'll get pushed and roll to here. Okay. Can we distract while he's there? No. This ammunition can only be used if the hunter is on a square containing tall grass, so we can't do that. But we could encourage him to come to us. We'll start by crafting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back up to full health. It's all looking pretty spicy. Pretty good. I do apologise if the camera angle is awful. Bit late to do that, but we are in a position where we've just moved house. The table has just been set up and this is the first thing I have done because it is on my agenda to do. I'd played this before but I didn't record it. I think another time the footage was dodgy, so we're just in a position where we're trying to do our best. Where are we looking? I don't really think there's anything I can do. I'm going to have to pass again. I want him in this tall grass. Are we in the same square? No. Move towards us. Oh, but he's going to... Oh, we can move into it. He's basically... Oh, I think he's just squashed my Carja Hunter. And he's definitely moved this massive boulderino. Where's that triangle? That just needs to sit there. And he's going to do a 1 range 8 damage attack. We'll block it as best we can. Oh, I'll take that as the roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reduce it by 2, 6, 7 because it's melee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We take 1 damage. Please don't be a silent strike. It's not. Sweet. We would get pushed and have to roll. But we're then going to run on our turn back to here and use silent strike. Silent strike is one of my favourite attacks because it gives us 3 blues. We're never going to get that crit with this though. But if we get... Oh, we can't get the crit. Silent strike and Lightbringer just don't work. There's no crit on this, is there? No, there's no crit on this one. We'd need an orange in order to do that. But that's the curse of Lightbringer. But we might be able to do 9 damage if we manage it. I don't think he should be frozen anymore. Oh, we should. We did manage to freeze him in that previous one because it was just a cracking roll. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We haven't inflicted a condition. So we'll just take the 6, so that's 14, and it's going to go to 20, so I'll just flip 2 of these. We get another Tasty Glory. And I'm also going to play hit and run in order to allow us to move 1, 2, just see if we can't get a bit of distance between us. Not sure how much benefit that's going to have. Get rid of those because we only did 20. I'm getting a bit nervous now. Let's see what he does. He is going to, with his final card, then we've seen every single attack. Are we within 1 space? We are. So he's going to pulse at a range of 2. We reduce pulse damage by 1. but that's still 7 damage, and we'll roll away, I think. So let's see what we can't block. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'll take 3 damage. Oh, get rid of these 2 deep freezes, they've done us no favours. And a blazing strike, I could have done with that. And we will roll back out of the way. And then he will move, he'll do a 1 range, which he can't because we're completely out of the way, and then he'll move away from the closest hunter. Spinning round, so he's got a bit of a better view. He slides back. Like a growling tiger. Only more scary. So only card I've got in my hand is follow-up, so I'm going to have to completely restock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 2 freeze bombs, which is very sweet. Got blazing strike, hit and run, and a follow-up. We might be able to use the follow-up, the blazing strike, and the hit and run all at once. So we'll start by sprinting, and we'll go 1, 2, and we'll use freeze bomb, which will give us a black and 3 orange. Hoping for a crit. 1 crit, so 1 crit, but we don't do any damage because he has got full armour at the minute. That armour's gone, which allows us to then use blazing strike because we're going to use a follow-up. So he's going to take 2 damage by default. And because it's a blazing strike, we're just going to, because it's a follow-up, we're just going to use a melee attack. Play if this hunter inflicts a condition with an attack, move the hunter into the same square as the target. Absolute lunatic running into that square. And perform a melee attack for free. 3, 4, 5. A full 5. He's down to half health. Now it's feeling a little bit too real. Now we're going to hit and run, and we're going to run away. 1, 2. He is going to be more than a little bit miffed at this. We haven't disabled any of his attacks. I don't really think that we need to. I always feel like components are much more favourable to a target when you are playing en masse with a couple of people. If you try and do it on your own, all that's going to happen is you're going to start dwindling that health, but also reducing the amount of actions you're taking. Are we in the same square? No, so he's going to rock up. We'll put him there, in our square. Oh, his foot has come loose. He has become a free man. One thing, oh my days, I've lost a leg. The one thing I do dislike about this model, as fantastically, superbly detailed as it is this base just does not fit it. And it's not that it doesn't fit it, it's just because it is centred on being able to be put back in that box very easily. Everything's based on pressure. You push the legs in, you push it onto the base, absolutely fine, but the moment anything comes off, it just pops out. Don't do any damage to the model, it's incredibly robust and well made, but I feel like this is a display piece. You need it glued, you need it solidly set on there without the little sockets. It just needs to be flattened, glued and painted and looking gorgeous. Anyway, we weren't in the same square, so he moved 3 towards us, and now he's doing a 1 range, 8 damage attack with a push. So we're going to try and dodge the heck out of that. Oh, we've got 3 on reduction, 4, 5 for our armour, so we take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. There goes the rest of our freeze bombs, apart from the one we've got. He'd push us, and we'd roll. And we would restock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another silent strike, which is good. And lots of stamina cards, which I'm just going to use to burn out my hand when I get attacked. But to start off with, we are going to craft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give those a cheeky shuffle. Just checking out it says craft on the actual back of the book. It doesn't. It doesn't say craft. It's got sneak, sprint, distract, range, melee. Interesting. How interesting. And then we are going to choose to sneak into there. His turn, he's going to crack out with, are we within 2 squares? 1, 2, yes we are. So he's going to use a range 2, 7 damage pulse. We'll reduce that by 1, but we still need to get a good roll on this, otherwise we may very well be dead. Not bad, 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'll take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. And then he will do a 2 range, 8 damage, area of effect, massive whack. Well, we're going to roll 1 out of the way first. We should have gone backwards, we're still within 2. I could have seen that as well. More fool me, but that means that I guess we can roll back into that. Oh, he's not moving. No, it's too late, we've done it now. We've done it now, so it's reduced by 2. Try and block it. Don't know what that last dice is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we'll take 3 damage again. 1, 2, 3. Eee. And we'll roll back into this long grass, and then he'll do his final attack, but he's not within range, so nothing will happen. We'll draw 1, we'll draw 2, and then we're going to craft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Problem is, I know these barrages are coming up and he's going to target me from regardless where I am on the map. The map is 6 in size. His attack range is 6 with that. We're always in range. It's designed so you're always in range. Do I want that? No. Freeze bomb. We could freeze bomb him. Let's do it. We'll freeze bomb him just because we can, because we're in range. It's going to be a 3 orange, 1 black. 2, which is no damage, but we get the freeze off, which is good, because that is going to help us with the armour situation. We're in long grass. Do we have a follow-up after we've inflicted a condition? We could. I'm going to. We'll move into a space and we'll go for it. We'll go ham. We'll try and do a big whack. 4, and because he's frozen, he'll take the full 4. 1. Why am I putting him in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's because in my head I'm questioning when I'm going to use Prideful and when I'm going to spend those glory tokens. I'm looking at the dice. In my head, it is like a wildfire and it is burning like crazy because I have no idea how to deal with this. On the flip side of that, we've done 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 damage now. So 1 more damage and we get the extra glory as well, which will very much help us. But we're now right in his square. And I don't think I actually have... Nope, nothing to help. Nothing to help. Are we within 1 square? Yes, we are within 1 square. So he's going to do a 2 range, 7 damage pulse. I don't think we can avoid that, and we definitely can't avoid that melee, so we just really need to hope for hopeful good rolls. That ain't bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We take 2 damage. 1, 2. Yee, but we are going to roll this way. I'm avoiding that water like nobody's business. The last thing I need is to be slowed down any more than I already am. And then we will be hit with a 1 range, 7 damage attack. And he pushes us. I think we can use this to our advantage. Let's see what we can block first, because don't block anything, we're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll reduce our health by 1, 7. He'll push us here. I'm going to make him move 1 away to here. And then we will move to roll to here. We've got 3 cards. We draw 2. 1, 2. Okay. Now he's not currently frozen, which isn't the end of the world. But we'll be able to do a huge amount of damage. Oh, no, we won't, because we're never able to get a crit on that. I think the first thing we need to do is craft, because we are quite low on health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all staminas, which aren't overly helpful at this point in the game, or on a 1v1 situation. I believe that was there. I'm not card counting, I ain't smart enough for that. And then we will just sneak into here. I want to be in this long grass. It's not going to do us any favours to be in the same square as him, but it'll reduce the amount of times it barrages. Are we within 2 squares? Yes, we are. And he is going to shoot at us, which is not what I wanted. Sorry, no, we are within 2, so he's going to shoot at us. Oh, he's going to shoot at us regardless? Oh, if we're not, then he does it twice. Eek, ouch. So, 2 to try and... sorry, range 2, 8 damage to try and hit us. We are going to need a very good roll to avoid this. 1, 2, 3, so we're going to take 5 damage because we don't reduce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm glad I used that craft. We're going to roll this way. He'll move towards us. And then he'll do a 1 range 7 damage melee attack, which we can mitigate a bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we will roll into this long grass. Not the most ideal situation, but first thing we'll do is craft. We've not used any cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Apologies if anything is ever not on screen. The camera is way above me. I'm not used to this setup. We're in tall grass, so we are going to use Silent Strike, which will give us those 3 blue dice. He ain't frozen, so he's going to have an advantage of 2. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 damage, so we can flip one of these and get an extra glory. Spicy. I like it. But we are still in the same spot as he is. Take from what the way you will. He's then just going to straight up barrages, which is a 6 range 7 damage attack. We ain't avoiding that. I'm still running the ×2 as against 2 hunters, never the same hunter. Otherwise we'd just be immediately dead. If I'm wrong, and I completely understand that, but that should emphasise how difficult this actual scenario is. This is proper end game stuff. This is not if you fancy it stuff. So we're reducing it by 7. It is a shooting. It is a ranged attack, so we don't get to reduce it innately. But we do get to reduce it by 5 because we've got 2 crits. So 2 damage. 1, 2. We will roll out of there to there. Move 2 towards us. He's then going to barrage us again. I think that might be death. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh, we need to be able to draw 1 card, so we need the best roll we've ever had on this. Move 1 as a roll, and then he's going to hit us with a 1 range, which we are within, sadly. 7 damage attack with a push. We get 2 defense by default. We need a 5. We get a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We reduce that by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reduce it by 1. We actually survive. Oh, but we will be pushed. And I will be pushed to there and roll to there. We've then got 4 cards. We draw that final 1. We're going to craft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A lot of stamina there. Remember that if you cannot draw, you faint. You faint the number of times there are hunters in the actual play. There's only 1 hunter. We can only faint once. When we faint once, we dead. We dead. Oh no. We were within 2. I could use freeze bomb. I could also use follow up with blazing strike just to be spicy. I know I shouldn't. It's a stupid thing to do, but I really want to. 3 orange, 1 black. I got the crit, so that is the freeze, but no damage because they have already got their armor back. Armor's down to 0 again with that. Oh, do I use follow-up? If I use follow-up, I will move straight into his spot. I'll be able to do a 2 blue dice attack. It's not going to be a kill, and I feel like it'd be a foolish thing to do. But it is also a fantastic opportunity. Yeah, we're going to, because all of his barrages are based on distance. So we move it back into his spot. And move on to this side. Oh. We will then roll those 2 blue. I'm going to use Blazing Strike at the start of this attack to do 2 damage by default. 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that is pretty nice. So that's... I can't do the math. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33. We need that to go up to 39. So that's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, 10 more. Plus 1. We got 2 cards. We got enough to draw from that, so we're going to leave it there. We don't get a choice because he's now going to... Oh, we're in the same square. Yes, we are. Good. This is what we want. A 0 range, 8 damage attack, which seems really foolish because we reduce it by 1 and only 1. But as long as we're able to reduce it by more than 1, which we can, we've reduced it by 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th. That's 4 damage. We'll only get rid of 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not good. That ain't good at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he'll move away from us. We'll dodge. We'll build into our stamina. So I'm actually going to spend this to re-roll. How many dice is it? Re-roll an attack. No, we can't. So what happens is we would do that, not be able to draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'd faint. And that would be, sadly for us, game. We managed to do a whopping 39 damage to this absolute beast. And I tell you what, it is those barrage attacks that do all the damage. Unfortunately for us, they're part of the cannons. They need 8 damage each to be able to destroy them. There's 2 of them. I mean, it's 4 a pop when you manage it, so it's not too bad, but it's just that frustration that we don't get any extra tear with this character. If we were playing as the I can't remember her name, the faction that Aloy is, the Hunter, with the bow, she gets a lot of tear extra value. We could have added some coils into this with some tear. If we'd have targeted those disc launchers, we could have used these, which have got a 3 range, but they have got a blue, 2 orange, and a black, and a critical for 3. We could have done so much different if we'd targeted those components, but I think we did an absolutely fantastic job just based on targeting the beast itself as a whole. However, that is it for the Horizon Zero Dawn Thunderjaw expansion playthrough, because the player's been finished with my Carja Hunter becoming Thunderjaw food. As always, thank you ever so much for sticking around for this long. I know it's not been the best view, but I do appreciate you watching this playthrough. Until next time, I will catch you soon. Take it easy.